Hi, today we're going to do two-point perspective. I know, perspective can be tedious, but we've got to do it. Perspective is a very common tool that artists use to create the illusion of three-dimensional space. Now, we've looked at one-point perspective, but now we need to move on to two-point perspective. It's a little bit more difficult than one-point perspective, and it's also a little more common in art. The first thing with two-point perspective, just like in one-point perspective, is being able to recognize it when you see it. Two-point perspective is everywhere around us. It can be books on a tabletop or a car parked in the street. And it's very important when we are visualizing buildings or cityscapes. Let's start with your basic two-point perspective theoretical exercise, cubes in space. Now we're all going to draw these, so pay attention and try to do a good job. Okay, the first thing we do is draw a straight horizontal line, which is our horizon line. It's a long continual line. That's the horizon line. At each end of this line are 2 points. One at each end. Those are vanishing points. Now, from these vanishing points, we have projection lines, which we can use to construct objects. Those lines will always converge on the vanishing points. So I'm going to draw 2 lines up above. Just like that. Now I've got vanishing projection lines going below the horizon too. I'm going to make those a little bit closer to the horizon. So these are the projection lines. Now I'm going to draw a vertical line, which will be the front of our cube. Okay, now what we need are 2 planes, which appear to be going back into space. And those planes should be squares. And this is where we have a common mistake. A lot of students just draw the first line that comes to mind and they don't really visualize if it's a square or a rectangle. So a common mistake here is drawing a narrow cube. It's not a cube at all. It's a rectangular shape. So let me just make an example. Okay? That is not a square in perspective. That is also obviously a rectangle. So you've got to imagine this line is going to be slightly less than this line, and just use your artistic sense and sketch a bit until it looks to you like a square in perspective. Let's see. Okay, that's one side, that's one plane of our cube. Over here is the other plane. It's going to be the same width as our first line. Now, we erase the projection lines. Up above, down below. And since this cube is a solid, we can't see through it. I'm going to erase the horizon line inside the cube. Okay? So that's a cube sitting in space. And we can imagine this as a plane, which is the ground, and these are the sides of the cube. You could even imagine the sun casting a shadow. Oops. This side is shaded, and the cast shadow is shaded. Okay, there's a cube in space. Okay, the next step is to visualize a cube above the horizon and a cube below the horizon. Same thing as the other cube. We'll draw 2 pairs of projection lines. And we'll draw a cube up here in space. Same thing. Okay, now we can see the back of this cube and the bottom of the cube. We need to make these lines converge on the vanishing point. Don't be afraid to erase and adjust. Okay. I'm going to draw this projection line to the far vanishing point. And this point goes to a vanishing point on the other side. Okay, I'm going to clean that up. Okay, there's a cube floating in space. Now let's draw a cube that we're looking down on. The cube below the horizon. Okay? 2 pairs of projection lines. Okay, once again, the point from this corner is going to create a line that goes to the far vanishing point. The same thing with this corner. The vanishing point's over there. Okay, so I'll clean that up. Okay, so that's a cube above the horizon and a cube below the horizon.